Stay classy, Golden Eagles. This is going to be a video describing your history project that you guys are going to be working on this week. What I'm going to be showing you is a paper copy. It's going to look a little bit different than your digital copy that you had. I couldn't transfer over my paper copy, so I had to type it up a little bit. So it's going to have some similarities, but a few differences. So first off, this is a profile of the state of Washington. The purpose of this, guys, is to understand our state better. Who are our elected representatives? What kind of economy do we have? What are our natural resources? What are some of our large cities and other things like that? So yours says state profile, Washington's got a few of these similar images. You guys on the page, so this is kind of what it looks like on your page one. On page two, there's a list about 5 to 8 resources that you can use for this project. They do not contain all of the answers. You're going to have to look up some of them yourselves. You can use Google, you can use Sweet Search and things like that to find these items. Are you going to be able to find everything? If you work really hard at it, you certainly can, okay? With the websites that I've given you, you probably are going to be able to get at least 9 out of 10 things, okay? So read through, don't just skim through, don't just assume it's going to be right there for you. You're going to have to read. The purpose of this is to learn about your state. What do we make? Who are our representatives? What are our cities? What are our waterways? What are our natural resources? What does our state look like? Okay, that's the purpose of this. So the first page that you guys are going to be working on has some things like when did Washington become a state? What's its nickname? Major cities, major waterways, and things like that. They're going to ask you for the population of our state, some historical sites, state officials. We do have a state song. You should be able to find that pretty easily. Famous people, exports, colleges and universities. And then as you continue on down, there's going to be some important political figures that you're going to have to find. Important political figures. What's the state famous for? All about the economy, natural resources. So guys, a few things that might confuse you. One of them is exports. Exports are products that we make in our state that we sell and send to other states and other countries, okay? So what are things that we grow? What are things that we make in Washington that other places want to purchase, okay? And there is actually a lot. We do export a lot of things, not just food-wise, technology, and other things like that. Natural resources are things that we have that grow naturally in Washington. Things such as, I don't really want to give away a whole bunch of answers, but if you think about it, if you look outside, you see a lot of things. If you've heard Mr. Ferguson talk in the past, I used to work in a lumber mill. What do we have that creates lumber and makes boards and plywood? Economy is how our state makes money. So one of the questions is about the economy. How do we as a state make money? That goes to the natural resources and the exports and things like that. So guys, a lot of the times these are just going to be list items that you need. Sometimes it'll say have at least 5 or things like that. So this isn't really going to be sentences, but we do still expect capitalizations and things like that on proper nouns and other nouns of that nature. So make sure you guys are showing some grit on this. This is not the easiest of assignments, but the websites that I've given you and the websites that you can find certainly can help. Like I said, if you show grit, you should be able to find all of these answers, okay? Just with the websites I provide, 9 of 10, you'll probably get that 9 out of every 10 questions right. Okay, or you'll be able to find answers for 9 out of every 10 questions. The last one is one that I want you guys to try. It's called a state poem, and it has a little bit of description. So this is on your last page, and it has Washington spelled out all the way down. What I want you to do is find a word or a phrase that begins with each letter of the state's name to describe the state. So here's my paper copy example. It's very similar to yours on your digital copy. You'd come up with a W word or phrase that describes the state of Washington and all the way down to N. Okay? If you have any questions, leave your questions in the comments below where this is. One thing I want to say, and I know Mr. Holt wants to say this to you guys too, we need you guys to be turning in things when you get completed with it. So when you get done with all of this state profile, please turn it in. If you get done with a writing assignment and you've done all the parts, not just day one, if it has multiple days on it, turn it in at the end. That way we can see what you're doing. We can give you guys some feedback and hopefully enable you guys to do better. It's not just about like practicing and doing things. We kind of want to see what you're doing, what you're enjoying, what's working for you, what are you getting, and what are you not getting, so we can give you some positive feedback in our Google Meets. As always, stay classy, Golden Eagles. Leave your questions in the comments.